Nobody's leaving until I get my money back, is that understood? This movie was fucking stupid and I want my money back. Hello and welcome back to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly and I just got out of Money Monster. A really fucking boring, stupid ass film. There's really no other way to put it. Okay, going into the non-spoiler version, this movie has no idea what the hell it wants to be. Does it want to be a thriller? Does it want to be a political piece? Does it want to be a fucking comedy? Does it want to be a fucking parody of some idiot on MSNBC who likes to smack cups? And seriously, you're basically making fun of the TMZ equivalent of the stock market watchers. Really? Really? Yeah, this movie is unsubtle as a kabuki mime. I'm just saying. You know exactly where it's going to go. You know who did it, why they did it, how they did it. You've seen this played out so many goddamn times. There's nothing really substance here. The only thing that's really good about this movie are the actors attached to it. George Clooney and Julia Roberts turn in their prerequisite good performance that they basically turn into everything these days. And Jack O'Connor did a pretty decent job of portraying a guy who's got really nothing to lose, but that's a lie, which is kind of a spoiler, just saying. The basic non-spoiler plot of this, George Clooney is an anchor on a stock watch program who's really unsubtly trying to parody that guy. Julia Roberts is the director of the show, and then Jack O'Connor comes to hold them all hostage so he can find out what happened to some bad stock that George Clooney pushed about a month ago. I'm sorry. How am I supposed to feel sorry for this guy again? Look, the problem with this whole production isn't that Jodie Foster, sorry, didn't mean to say Julia. Jodie Foster is the beginning director on this. I know she's directed some smaller stuff before, but I haven't seen any of it. This is her first actual big budget production, and she does okay. It's not, noteworthy or anything. She doesn't do anything that actually draws my eye to, her directing, but everything was shot competently. It wasn't the actors. The actors are trying to really work through a pretty crappy script, and therein lies the problem. The script is crappy. Look, I can understand people having some pretty big ass problems with Wall Street. I have problems with Wall Street. But really? Are we just going to ignore the fact that this movie came out about 3 or 4 months ago called The Big Short? It's essentially the same movie, except instead of having to do with the housing market, it's doing with stock trading. Or we could always go back a few more years and we can basically call this Man on a Ledge without the whole heist element to it. Because again, basically the same movie. Oh no, the corporate fat cats have screwed over the little people. Now we have to do something drastic and stupid to completely try to force their hand and get them to confess to all their crimes. Okay. I'm sorry, this is stupid. This movie is trying to be The Big Short if it were also John Q. Remember that movie? God, I feel old now. And before I go into actual spoilers, it's pretty clear. My recommendation is wait for Redbox. This isn't even worth any kind of money. Hell, I'd even say wait for Netflix. Because the second it comes out, it's going to hit Netflix immediately. There's no real reason to pay money to see this. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Its comedic moments are so overly forced, I swear that they came from an episode of Bleach. Not to mention that when the movie's at its best is when it's trying to be a thriller, but every single time it cuts away to try to show off this mystery or all these other characters who have nothing to do with anything until the last 10 minutes of the fucking movie, there's really no point to it. I'm sorry. This wasn't a good production. The script was dead on arrival. It's been done 100,000 times before, and I'm sick of seeing it. So yeah, my final verdict, wait for Netflix. Now, for those who do want some spoilers, yeah, let's go into some of the bigger problems with this movie, namely the mystery, okay? Basically what happens is that a company named IBCM, I don't know if that was supposed to be in anagram for another very easily identifiable company there, is a high volume stock trading thing. And they were on the top of the fucking world. $75 a share, man. This is how you do it. Everyone was just dumping their money into them. And then a computer glitch happened that lost $800 million. And their company has been reeling ever since. Many people are out of their homes and pensions and all that other crap. So this guy, rather than taking over the office building of this company, goes to the stock trader guy, who's basically TMZ for stocks, and holds his show hostage with a gun to his head, puts a bomb vest on George Clooney, and demands to know what the hell happened and where's his money. Barking up the wrong tree there. The whole movie tries to make it seem like George Clooney is the reason for all of this, when it was obviously evil McBusiness evil, Scrooge McDuck trying to turn an $800 million investment into a $2.4 billion payout. The business was there, it didn't pan out, and he ended up losing all of that money. It's high volume risk, and he shouldn't have been able to do that. And you're honest to God gonna tell me that when a computer glitch happens, that the all of the different trade committees didn't instantly jump on his ass to find out what the hell happened? And you're telling me that none of the money that he invested into this company is insured in any way, and that the stockholders didn't get some kind of payout? Look, I'm not saying that everybody on the small sale was going to get their money back, but I am going to say that somebody should have noticed this when it went all sideways. I'm just saying. Basically, the whole mystery of this, the CEO of this company took all that money, took their computer algorithm offline for a few hours, took $800 million, and tried to use it to pump up this company that has a strike going on with its workers, using part of that money to pay off the strike leader, to end the strike, getting them all the benefits that they want, and this company would then be amazing. I think it was like a platinum mine. But the strike leader wouldn't accept the payout. He never ended the strike, so all that money that they just dumped into this platinum mine is just sitting there until this strike is resolved. If he can get this strike resolved, they get their footing back, and then their money gets tripled, and they can finally pay out all their stockholders who just got shit on. It's underground, seedy business, definitely, but it wasn't horribly illegal. It's definitely immoral and against international laws, but really, what was the problem here? He was trying to end a strike, get a platinum mine with better safety features going, as well as pump up this company, and then they would have all made a ginormous profit off of it and been able to pay back everything that they owed. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I get what happened and what was wrong about this, but there are much worse crimes going on, especially on Wall Street. This guy was actually still trying to make his stockholders money. It wasn't some personal gain crap. It was easily because he wanted to make everybody rich. But yeah, since that didn't pan out, now he's got to do this whole cover-up campaign thing where there was a glitch in the algorithm. No, there wasn't. They called the person who wrote the algorithm. He said, this has got human fingerprints all over it because the algorithm creates patterns. It doesn't follow them, blah, 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 blah. All this technobabble stuff. And again, you're probably wondering, why did this guy take over a TV show run by George Clooney? Because George Clooney said that this stock was safe, and it should have been. But the CEO did some stupid shit, and now the stock was not safe. If he played it safe, there'd be no problem here. They'd all been making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and everyone would have been happy, but this guy tried to take a risk to make even a bigger payout that would have made them all richer, including the guy who's holding this show hostage, and it didn't pan out. So the whole reason why this guy is holding George Clooney and the entire staff working there hostage is because he wants to know what happened, and he thinks that making it public like this on national TV will get enough attention to force this guy into telling him the truth and admitting that he did something immoral and wrong. It doesn't happen like that. In fact, it's not until George Clooney decides to help his kidnapper, mostly because the NYPD decided to shoot George Clooney on national television. What? Now, you might have noticed I made a comparison to John Q, because that's essentially what this is. This is almost the exact same setup as John Q. But here's the difference. In John Q, we see Denzel Washington's character go through everything. He tries selling his stuff. He tries getting more hours. He tries getting another job. He tries to get fucking help from the neighborhood and all of the thing. And he still can't get a heart for his kid because his life insurance is screwing him over. And you know what? It's his last resort before he finally takes over the fucking hospital with his goddamn gun. And even then, oh no, there were no bullets the entire time. He had no intention of hurting anyone. He was just trying to force the hospital's hand to do what was fucking right. And guess what? In a real American hospital, they still would have given the surgery. They just would have fucking billed him for it. That's just it. In that movie, the reason why the cops wanted to shoot John Q was because no one was watching. They take a single shot, put him down, get the SWAT officers in there really, really fast, and everything's fine. They didn't count on reporters somehow getting a fucking camera into there to see them shoot John Q. Inside of this movie, I know I kind of spent a little too long ragging on the other one, but inside of this movie, they're on national television. You're honest to God gonna tell me that the SWAT officers would shoot a celebrity to disarm his bomb on national television when there really is no way of proving it? It's a wireless transmitter with a guy who has a dead man switch. Get a cell phone jammer. That's all you need to do. And boom, this whole thing is solved. But no. We can't do the logical route. Instead, the SWAT officer says that he has to shoot George Clooney in the side to knock off the transmitter. He'll have an 80% chance of still surviving. The shot is maybe an 80% chance that they're going to hit. So 80 given 80, that's still roughly a good chance that this plan will work without anybody dying. And then they can go and take down this guy without any kind of problems whatsoever. Did you forget the part where they're live on national television with millions upon millions of people tuning in because they keep hearing that this guy is doing a live production with a fucking gun to his head and a bomb vest on? Wait a minute, a live production? What era of television do you think you live in? These shows aren't done live. Most of these news organizations and things record those at least 12 hours to 3 days before their actual air. Look, I understand that there are some that do it right to the wire, and that there are plenty that are done live like this, but I'm pretty sure that a stock show like this, that doesn't necessarily need to be up to date as it is, isn't done as live as other news productions. I'm just saying. And as I said, this was basically the TMZ of stock trading. So, again, fucking live? Bullshit! Also, when things are done live, fun fact, there is a time delay. Yeah, a time delay. And ranging anywhere from, 3 minutes to 10. That way, if something does happen, if one of their cameras has an angle that they don't like, they can switch to another angle, doing kind of a as you go edit type scenario. If something happens in the view of one camera, they can cut to another one so that you can't see that. And then it goes live on air. This guy, within the course of taking over this show, which was like 30 seconds, convinces the network and everyone to leave this on air. They would not. They would say that leave the cameras rolling, but they would have cut transmission and nobody outside the studio would have seen a goddamn thing. Which would have fucking left the cops more than willing to shoot this guy because he's not on air anymore and it's the only way to resolve the situation. It'll be fine. Leaps and bounds of logic that anybody who knows anything about television production or news organizations would be able to point out and tell you that's false. What do they think this is? The fucking 90s? When we get the whole Bill O'Reilly, fuck it, we'll do it live crap? Because that shit doesn't happen anymore. Jodie Foster, you should probably realize that it's 2016. Just saying. Oh my god, this movie is just so stupid. Okay, let's talk about some of the positives. As I said, the acting across the board, they are given crap material to work with, and they are doing their goddamn best with it. And they do try to inject humor. As I said, it is very, very fucking forced. And the only one time that it actually made me laugh is one of the producers, while the show is airing, he goes to a closet and he starts banging the fucking publicity girl, and he has no idea about the situation. And when they have to actually pull him into it to try to get him to be a field reporter for 5 minutes, why would you tell the producer to do that? And send him to this IBCM corporation, I can't even think of the goddamn name, to try to get someone to talk to get answers. You know, he's trying to put on his pants and pretend like nothing the fuck's going on, and then the second he gets outside of the fucking broom closet they're banging in, he just looks at the TV and he's like, oh my god. And you have George Clooney's like, yeah, no shit, now get to work. It really is the only time that the comedy in this movie was any kind of funny. The rest of the time, it's not supposed to be funny, yet my audience was laughing. This is some fucking sad shit. It's frankly supposed to be you're not supposed to laugh at it. Just end of story. And they just felt forced. Like, George Clooney at one point comes up with the idea to get the guy his money back by making the stocks that he has worth a hell of a lot more. All he has to do is convince the viewers at home, the millions upon millions of them that are watching, to all buy into this company. The algorithm will instantly say that there's a demand for the stock, and the stock price will jump back up. Do you really think that they're going to get it from $8 to $75? Probably not, but yeah, he does it. Goes for the fund me, Indiegogo, Patreon type thing, and it doesn't fucking work. In fact, the stock goes down, people start trading it away, to which I say, bullshit. Stock's that cheap, and there's a hostage situation going on? Nobody, fucking nobody would actually say, no, I'm not going to do that. And I said, emphasis the word cheap. Seeing that there's a bunch of people going to buy into this, people would probably start buying into it so that they can start selling their inflated stock in a few minutes at high prices. They only need to get it spike there for a few minutes, and then the guy proves his points, hostage situation goes away, sell all of your stock again, and boom, everything goes back to normal. But no, again, logic. People were laughing at this in my theater because of how sad it was that George Clooney doesn't have... He says, what is my life worth to all of you? And then suddenly the price starts dropping. And it's like, oh, well, my life sucks. And I got people in the back of my theater laughing at that shit? That's sad. I'm sorry. My favorite scene in a movie, the one that gets me to cry, is a scene from a movie called Summer Wars. Inside of it, one group is trying to fight a super virus that's basically destroying the world and is threatening to start nuclear meltdown because it can, by tricking this virus into playing a game with them, trying to earn back all the accounts it's hacked to find the one that has the control of the probe that's about to drop from outer space onto a nuclear plant. And due to one bad move, they end up losing a lot. And it looks like everything is over. There's no way they can do another round of the game. They don't control enough accounts to meet the betting round that they have to do to basically trick this thing into giving up its accounts. And then, because people aren't fucking stupid, suddenly she has another account she controls. She looks behind and sees some random kid from Germany. And he just says, use my account, please. Just save my family. Don't let this happen. And through just sheer publicity, you have thousands upon millions. Like they said, it was 1.3% of all users, like 30 million accounts, just dump their account to this girl who's trying to stop this thing from destroying a nuclear plant. And they just said, help us. This is what I believe in people. When shit hits the fan, we're not stupid enough not to just, work together to solve this. Doesn't matter if we're a different country, different political ideals, everything. This shit needs to be stopped, and we're going to work together, and we're going to stop it. And this movie is the exact antithesis. That when shit hit the fan, people's lives are in danger, that you wouldn't risk $8 to just save George Clooney? I mean, it's George Clooney. I know plenty of people who would probably give $8 just to see him inside of their state. And this is why I really don't like this movie. Okay? That it takes every preconception about the human nature and things and says, oh, we're all just those horrible monsters. We're the reason why these shit types happening. Capitalism is evil. Fuck the American way. We're all gonna go to hell anyway. And when all said and done, this guy didn't get any kind of money back. He left a girlfriend with a child that she now has to raise inside of a city that he himself claimed that he can't support them in because fucking, if I had $60,000, I wouldn't want to move out of fucking New York, I'm just saying, or move outside of the city to a place that's a little bit more affordable. Again, all I'm saying, no. Let's honest to God say that humans suck and that everything sucks and there's no real right or wrong and there's no way of getting it out. Yeah. Fuck this movie. I'm sorry. This movie pissed me off. Something fierce. On top of which, it's just boring and predictable. You know where it's going. There is no theme or variation. I can honest to God say that I predicted who did it, why, and how before I was 20 minutes into this shit. I'm just, yeah. My final verdict is an honest to God, wait for Netflix. If not, then just skip it. It's worse than my original rating, but this is what happens when you just piss me off. It's wait for a Netflix quality crap. It's not something that you should waste your money on because it doesn't want you to waste your money on it. Why would you waste your money on something that apparently the audience inside, the people inside of this movie, wouldn't even waste $8 to save George Clooney on? Just saying. So yeah, that's it for me. Did you see Money Monster? Did you actually like it? Because I know there are plenty of positive reviews out there, and I think it needs to be said that I'm one of the few negative ones. But yeah, tell me what you thought about it in the comments below. Maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share this video with your friends. Be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitch and Twitter. I have been doing some more stuff on Twitch, so don't think that channel is dead. I'm just finally not busy anymore. And yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you all next time. Seriously, just go see fucking Civil War again. Wait. Oh, shit.